because they've had a brilliant track record thus far. They've been super in one map. We think they can't do it anymore. Well, hopefully they can still prove us wrong here on Anubis. Time for them to pop off on that T side.
Indeed, indeed. And that is a beautiful flashbang, but Vilga had to take a second to get the kill there, just adjust the aim a little bit. No one saw anything. If anybody asks, if Vilga asks, we didn't see anything. Yuli's with...
Verona was stuck there. She was just standing still. I'm not sure if it was because of the flash and she was completely blinded. But a very rough affair. So with that, even blows. It looks like Team Spirit wanting to ramp up, but entrance thus far, well, being hauled off, but at the same time, they've taken a kill home in the form of Sue here. Continue to take space, and look at that. As far as Tati is going, she wants to rotate back into the side, realize that maybe B is where it's going to be at, and it's just Fearless Cheetahs running behind Team Spirit. They're just way too quick within the round, and they make it pretty clean. Only Verona the one to be dropped, and with that, pistol round in the pocket.
Difficult one at the end there, because they had that player Canals that they were trying to fight with as well. So no matter where they went, they were running into people, they were running away from people, and no matter where they looked, their back was turned to somebody there. And I think at the end there, Jamie got a little bit confused. Are they dead already? I was going to put some bullets in them. But yeah, as you said, beautiful round from Team Spirit. We've seen them take 2 pistol rounds now. 2 of the 3. Of course, they didn't take the second pistol of map number 1. Now, there is a lovely little stack here, and Team Spirit inadvertently run into it. And oh, Vilga, you've done it again. I love this. Unfortunately, not quite got the right angle for it. I'm gonna stay quiet. Does manage to fire off the Zeus, if nothing else, but unfortunately no kill. And Team Spirit just gonna be clean in house with this one. Nice, flawless round. No casualties here.
I just love how that single flash destroyed the whole setup of Fearless Cheetahs. Because technically, even with pistols, you can make it a bit costly at least with immediately trying to fire, ramp up, and run after them. But in this case, they were just all blind. All 4 of them up on the side, just standing there waiting to be unblinded. And, well, by the time you can see again, Team Spirit already backed off, gone the other way. With that, a clean round as well here to follow things up. But this is where the real test is at. All rifles here for Fearless Cheetahs. I'm gonna go for a quick information peek. Flash comes out. They realize that there's a smoke up, a counter nade, so they know presence is around. Ulis gets tagged. But that's why everyone's still standing.
Indeed, and there's a lot of map control for Fearless Cheetahs here as well. They have managed to keep Team Spirit at bay from everywhere, really. Just sort of pushing them back, making them reevaluate, shuffle around a bit. And that has bought them a lot of time. They've knocked a minute off the clock as well. Looks like they're gearing up to hit the B site here. There are still lots of defenders here, and as you can see, they are running Victoria back on over a little bit. That smoke coming out is going to put a halt on their plans, or at least make it very, very difficult. Actually, I say that Verona, beautiful opening pick, forces actually Fearless Cheetahs back for once. Counter nades of their own to securely let themselves set up into a little bit of a post plant here. Vilga comes storming through, but the footsteps are heard, will be taken down. Verona with another kill this round. The front runner leading the charge here, and Sue trying to punish. It might be too little too late already for them.
Time is ticking, and there's no kid in the hands of the CSGs. They might want to see if they can long stick it, but timers are really not in their favor. At least it will get all the kills. So it will make it costly on the side of Team Spirit, but Team Spirit can just continuing to thrive with 3 rounds now under their belts.
We saw this at the start of the last map. Of course, pound for pound here, word for word, verbatim even. 3 rounds in a row, exactly how they started. We saw them teeter off towards the end. Hopefully, this really strong start we will see continue onwards as well. Timeout coming out here from Fearless Cheetahs. I don't know if we saw them use one last half. Because we saw Spirit use them. I like that they're calling one early here, because I think they've also noticed what we have, that history is starting to repeat itself a little bit. And they want to make sure that they break that vicious cycle early.
You're very true. But it will have to be with very limited weaponry here. You have one rifle, and the rest upon upgraded pistols. Here and there a smoke or two. And at least a kit invested into as well. Could be life-saving in these particular rounds. Let's see what's going to be worth. The hero rifle up on that B-bomb site. Going to be really be peeking into water with then Victoria seems to be taking it a full forward position. And Vilga, in a bit of trouble down towards the middle. Does land a very nifty headshot. And of course, trade will come through. But, you know, taking at least one of those rifles away of Team Spirit, making the numbers smaller. And information here for Xu as well, over towards the A-bomb side. There is a player lurking about.
It's definitely a slow round here from Team Spirit, and I like that they've changed up the pace a little bit. We've not seen as many quite explosive rounds from them here, but look how much space the Cheetahs has taken. Loads, but it's actually sort of backfired a little bit. They've gotten a little bit overconfident. They're starting to push places maybe they should not be. As you can see, that does lead the player advantage over to Team Spirit, a woman up. Jamie just giving a quick dust off of the jersey there as well. Maybe highlighting it. It's a very nice jersey. You would talk about that in the meantime, in the break. Just giving a little bit of a dust off there.
30 seconds though. Gonna have to be making a decision. Well, A is the way to go, and it's pretty clear, especially with a very strong position here for Tenweri in towards water. Locked it in completely. Also, sorry, but that's a very juicy smoke animation. It's almost squared up. Very cool right now.
It looks like it's rolling a little bit as well.
CS2. Yeah, it looks really cool.
I saw a tweet about that the other day. Someone just went, I don't know how we ever looked at these horrible grey brick wall smokes in the past. And then all of the comments were just like, shut up, bring CSGO back. I agree with that. I love the smokes. I love... The more and the further we get into 2, the more we're seeing like cool stuff being done with the HE nades as well, which I really like, which was always my favorite feature when they announced it for 2. It looks so clean. You know, a little part of the smoke with the nade, fancy little headshot. If you can do it with a deagle, even better. There we go, 4th round on the board to Spirit. They will have to defend up against a proper gun round this time, with lots of utility and an AWP available. We saw Victoria with it last time. So good with it. Actually, having some of the biggest impact, I'd say. Of course, we saw on the side of Team Spirit. Ronica struggling a bit on the AWP. Victoria struggled to get on the scoreboard so far. But, of course, hasn't had their signature weapon to play with. Now they do. Shot through the smoke, not going to connect. Wilga definitely a little bit jump scared and startled by that, but that's information that there is indeed an AWP in the round.
Oh, that was super clean. Quick on the trigger here for Ronica. And even though Victoria was hoping that maybe she could trade, there wasn't really anyone peeking towards the angle she was holding. So it still ends up being, well, originally a one for nothing, but the kill has been found. So the numbers are equal. And it's time for Team Spirit to see what they're going to be doing. Looks like a group up here towards this B-bomb site.
There's a point in mid
they had that early pick.
They're all grouping up over towards B, but there's a party in mid for Fearless Cheetahs, and now they're going to have to call everyone back over. That smoke to lock them out of sight as well. I'm going to go down, however.
Oh, great trade here by Jamie. Keeps the numbers even once again. Puts the pressure more and more upon Fearless Cheetahs to get the retake going. They know exactly where the AWP is at. Victoria maybe hopes to counter-pick it, but of course, Team Spirit, only thing they would have to do is wait out that bomb timer, and they're going to take every advantage they got, especially with, well, Jamie still being a low player. Oh, and that's a lovely shot. Victoria starts to ramp up big time, and now Ulis has to do it all. She gets 2, and she makes it a 3rd. She makes it a 5th round on the board for Team Spirit. And just when you think Fearless Cheetahs is going to be taking that first round home, Team Spirit is denying it all.
Victoria put up so much of a fight there towards the end. Just an absolutely incredible sequence. Of course, as you said, timer was so low anyway. And just Ulis towards the end holds down the trigger, gets all of the kills that's needed, and just make sure that there are no survivors, no weapons taken across. They've had to rebuy, and as you can see, FAMAS is never the most ideal situation, and it's even less ideal for Fearless, for Team Spirit when they lose the opening duel there.
You know, there's still enough money here in the bank on the back of that loss bonus for another big investment. Once again, an orb hands to Victoria.
Who's still sat on $6,000 after that as well.
Very true. Yeah. Now what's the plan? How do you find a way back into this round? We've had very well executed thus far. But entrance, it's been denied at the moment. Early deep smoke in towards a long, and now a molly in towards water as well. So Fearless Cheetahs do a good job at delaying, slowly bringing them closer to the 30-second mark. And with that, shoulder spotted, they'll get activated, as is Cressy. Finds a follow-up kill, and now everyone is here, shutting down Team Spirit.
Indeed, there we go. Another kill, as you said, just sort of powering them down a little bit here. And a nice round. Ulis, we've seen some nice clutches coming on through from them, but so much to do and pushing onto what is a rather stacked site and an all-barrel train directly on her location. That is the first round on the board this map to Fearless Cheetahs. And do you remember what scoreline we saw exactly last map as well? And what happened off the back of it? 5-1.
Very true.
To Team Spirit. History seems to be repeating itself.
Very true. I mean, it's a bit of a different fashion. It started off with Fearless Cheetahs having the first round and then 5 in a row for Team Spirit. Now it's a bit reverse. But you never know what's going to happen. I think Team Spirit certainly are feeling the pressure right now to come back on this particular map. They've had a good start. But last map, we saw that things slipped away a little bit. It got into a very, very close half, with eventually the momentum switching in favor of Fearless Cheetahs. They want to stop that from happening. So I like this early timeout. Even, I mean, technically there should be enough money here for a buy. But maybe, going over how they want to approach this round, how they're going to make sure to bounce back, sooner the better.
It looks like they might just go for some upgraded pistols, couple of Tech 9s, and then a whole boatload of utility. Might be how they're wanting to play. On a map like Anubis, that could work pretty well as well. We saw their sort of Tech 9 rushes work pretty damn nicely over on Ancient. Hoping to replicate the same success, mayhaps. Nade, again, not quite where it was meant to go, and that's a little bit of money down the drain. However, I don't think that is necessarily going to be the crucial outcome, the game changer of this map. Ooh, missed shot. Gonna fall away. Has the support of Xu as well. Doesn't miss the second. Is overwhelmed. And Xu burning alive here. Unable to see where the exit is. And actually, these upgraded pistols that we talked about being not much of an investment. Gonna be doing so much. And there we go.
Good damage. Couldn't quite find the final blow. The initial flash was nice, but timing not quite the best on the back of that. But, damage is all you need, and now there is so much money back into an AWP as well for Veronica. Up to 7 kills, doing a lot better than previous map as well. And now let's see if maybe this is then the round for Team Spirit to get back in the flow, or if Fearless Cheetahs are going to really bring it close once more.
Indeed, indeed. This time we're seeing them head a little bit more presence over towards A. They've been a little bit hesitant to really play with mid a whole load as well. Vilga has been holding on tight to it. Oh, spotted, I think, maybe a little bit of a shoulder there. Expected them to push up. Gonna have to be careful. Gets a little over-aggressive. I'm gonna be caught by Jammy. Battle of the IGLs. Once again, every time these two meet in battle, it does seem like Jammy is coming out on top here. But in all fairness, we have seen Vilga really pop off, especially on those entry and opening kills as well. Something that's a little bit more difficult to do on the CT side. So she very much comes into her own a little bit more on T side from what we've seen so far this series.
Timing is so good. The moment Victoria starts to smell something might be around the corner, she goes for a peek, gets the kill, and now job onto Cressy and Tati to hold down this B bomb site, and they do so flawlessly, leaving it all on the shoulders of Ulis. We've seen her get an amazing free game from this position before. Only problem being is that that bomb is lost, and there's pretty much no way into the site.
You would have to dig a tunnel to get to that bomb. And with only 20 seconds, all you can really do here is try escape. Maybe go for a little bit of damage. You don't really have the money to be playing with for that. I would have tried to get out, save that AK, but unfortunately, chooses to stand fight and will unfortunately fall a little bit short there.
Just really nice teamwork. Great positioning. And with that, Fearless Cheetahs lock it in. Back to pistols now for Team Spirit, which is just so rough. Can't quite get the buy rounds going, and now it is slowly starting to feel like a bit of a deja vu.
Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. That's very much how it feels right now. Ooh, Victoria, another opening shot. We said she's been so good on the orb. So much impact. Ready and waiting. Not quite going to be called upon now that that smoke has blossomed. That's going to be run down there, but Chrissy going to be the one to make sure that there is nothing to come of it. Taken down from behind. Ulis has managed to run through the smoke. Vilga actually going to run away. Caught on the reload, but switches to the pistol. Still gets the kill. And now it's just Jammy. Bomb. Gonna need long arms to stretch out and reach it. Does, however, manage to get a kill. Fall away, switch weapons. And hope that maybe someone pushes her.
And there is still smoke for her to work with. That she's thrown by the CT, so no, maybe no one has pushed. And still tucked into the inner side. Oh, that's a great timing. Head found upon Vilga. And now 1 versus 1, very much possible. Maybe decides to go over. If she does manage to get that bomb plan, the advantage is really on her. With then you have Victoria having to retake with an AWP. I mean, she could very well switch up on a rifle now that there's a couple of bodies across the site.
There's a lot.
Oh, and she now realizes Jammy is indeed gone.
Going for it with the AWP. We've seen some incredible up close and personal warping today from Victoria. A lot of quick scopes. So maybe she makes this work for her. Definitely a little bit worrying not to pick up a rifle, but slowly creeping round.
Jamie has nothing anymore but her AK to keep Victoria at bay. Has to wait for the timing, and Victoria's going to stick it. Oh no, and she decides to peek from the wrong angle. It needs to be clean, and she does land the headshot. Oh, we got me a little bit worried right there, but Team Spirit to make it work, and now on the back of a very limited round.
That is a very nice, just in the matter of split seconds towards the end there. I like the decision to press and hold, just hold the defuse. You know the saying, pros don't fake, you know? And I think with the AWP in hands, that was the best thing to do in that situation. Unfortunately, not able to get it out, but plenty of money for the rebuy there as well. Ooh, lovely opening pick there from Ronica. A lot of damage done with the HE grenade as well. Very much more brisk start to this round than what you've seen recently. And with Vilga ramping up, there's an extra 2 on the tally.
Spam down through the smoke. That's a very awful way to go, especially Ronica, who managed to escape from that earlier fight. And now things have shifted in towards Fearless Cheetahs' their favor again. Peek from middle, and the push might be punished, but Keisu actually does manage to stay alive. Only problem being is that Riri here pre-fires around the corner. Maybe he can continue to ramp up the pressure upon this A side, especially with those two players in middle. We've taken a lot of space now, smoked off Victoria with the AWP. And looks like A side might be about to be compromised, but it looks like Team Spirit maybe just testing Fearless. Maybe trying to cause them to over-rotate, which is exactly the case. Two players upon that A side. Only Cressy here upon B, and she can't do it.
Definitely a scary one. Avarona planting. Gonna get that bomb down, and it's a difficult angle to retake from as well. Victoria flashed off the angle. Would have been the perfect shot there as well. Has a little bit of backup there from Vilga. They've still got one on site that they have to clear out here. There's 1 for 1. Vilga desperately trying to find out where the last two are. Has an idea now that the last two have got to be out there. And with very little time, there's a kid to work with. Goes for the first, not quite able to get the second, however. A lot of damage done. And Teneri going to be the last one standing. They get another round on the board. They break their curse. They've got 7 in the half, but at what cost? Only one person left alive. They've been making it expensive.
And that's the only one that maybe is the lifeline here for Fearless Cheetahs to still make this a close half. If they manage to win this round, then there's a very big potential. Last round, it's got to be empty bags for Team Spirit. Now, timeout being called, in fact, here for Fearless Cheetahs because they feel that Team Spirit, the momentum is sort of sticking to their end. And there is money here for another buy. It's not going to be the most optimal buy. Some players will have to sacrifice either in the weaponry or util department. Maybe not everyone on a kit as well. It's just actually a single one for Xu.
Is a very far from ideal buy, and even though we've seen a lot better from them so far, they are not awarded much weaponry off the back of it. Another instance where a couple of players, you know, it's been on both sides here. It's where it's a couple of players that have just been struggling to get themselves on the board a bit. And it means that there's just areas of weakness that Team Spirit, whether by the insight of a god or whether by pure luck, happens to be stumbling across quite frequently.
A lot of space being taken. And the dry peak works off brilliantly. Avarona to work off of that. So they pincer this B bomb site completely. Victoria with that activated. Almost a second. Hopes for more. But Avarona continues to shut it down, locking in a 4 versus 2 advantage. Oh, and Vilga might be in trouble as well. Maybe decides to stay put. The fire is all around her. I'm not sure why she's not burning. But that lands her another shot at this round. Great kill upon Jamie. That was to be a bit careful. I think backing off here is the right decision. Teaming up with a teammate.
You've got to be so confused because you've mollied that angle. And you can see that the fire is everywhere. And then someone still peeks it. And you're like, what? They get a bomb plant. And now the situation infinitely more difficult for Fearless Cheetahs.
Betrayed. Got the FAMAS. Not quite superior over the AK. Veronica finds herself double digits as far as kills go. 10 for her. And Spirit up on 8 rounds.
This is a very different team than what we saw. We saw them at the start of the first map, and then they very much cheated up. They've managed to sustain this passion, this fire. They've managed to keep the momentum going as well, because I think that's something they struggled with. Is once they got the momentum started, it was fine. But if they couldn't get it started is the issue. Is they couldn't rekindle that fire. Whereas here, they've had a couple of rounds that have been a little bit bumpy, but they've been able to bounce back a lot nicer.
They're very much limited utility here to work with for Fearless Cheetahs and look the point over towards middle early on. Of course, that is Vilga taking the lead on that. I do love this boost here that they put deploying over towards B because Team Spirit has been loving that B bomb site. So maybe pulling out one of the cheeky strats for the final round. But I have to give it up. There's just a lot of noise being made towards A, but it's only currently done by one player. Vilga though about to be tested. Lovely counter flash. So that's an opening. Very much a needed opening, but the pressure is still on Vilga. Here's the footsteps, goes for another swing, but Ulis has her teammates back. Victoria then maybe the one to answer. Think she spotted the early shoulder, goes for a pre-fire, hopes for more, but still the numbers not quite helping out. Maybe Casey then this is 1-2 deliver. That's a double. And now the last two, making one remaining is Veronica. Very low HP as well, in towards the middle.
I don't really know what more you can do here. Tati is the perfect angle. Gets it, and that is going to be a 4-8 half, closer than we saw last time. Sorry, less than we saw last time, but we'll see what happens in half number 2.
Quarter 8 is the scoreline at the moment. Team Spirit ramping up to go for a reverse sweep on Fearless Cheetahs, their map pick. Now, even though the scoreline is maybe not the closest, not like we've seen on map number 1, still a lot of these rounds end up going into clutches, 1 versus 1s in the very end. So I feel like anything could still be possible, especially on the back of this pistol. So there's a lot riding here on this particular round. Village Cheetah's going to go for a quick one, though. While Team Spirit very much busy checking out what's they're going down in towards that middle ground. And that leads them to have a very safe bomb plant in the pocket and the first kill as well.
They have been absolutely incredible with these pistols. I believe if they can secure this, they'll be 4 for 4 for them. Pressy having a little dance around here, gets the tag. Will eventually find the kill as well. Kasu ready and waiting to help out. Not actually needed, however. Vilga sees a player, spots them. And look at that, Kasu from electrical box. Doing so much damage. Tries to run at Jammy. Fortunately, going to be taken down Victoria. However, final kill to close it out. That is another pistol round for them. And going flawless, I do believe, so far with their pistols.
Yeah, so the early rounds do end up being really good here. And hopefully this is the lifeline for Village Cheetahs. Because this first half looked a little bit dire towards the latter stages, struggling with their economy. And yeah, Team Spirit really bringing the heat up on that T site. Now, T site was where it's at for Team Spirit as well upon Ancient, and CT fell a bit more flat. So, definitely a bit worried here that maybe we will see a bit of a repeat of what was happening over on map 1. Now, the stack not quite working out for Team Spirit. Okay, once again, just completely bullied around, and the bullying continues as Jammy does fall, and the hunt is on to maybe find his remaining players. Oh, Tati struggles to get away. Loses her life in the process, but there's more players here. Oh, and a lovely grenade. Now Victoria and Vilga chime in to try and take some of these weapons away. But look at this. The horde is incredible. And sure, you know, Ronica does fall, but Ulis has been doing a great job thus far. Throws in a flash. Oh, a bit of an early peek there. So not quite, but damage dealt. I think that was the mission overall. 3 weapons taken away. The only 2 that remain are Galil's.
I think that was a pretty solid end to the round. I think Village Cheetahs fed a little bit in towards the end there. They could have maybe cut their losses a little bit sooner. Once they managed to pick up those 2 recovered weapons, they very much did have to commit to that and try to get them back. They'd made a blunder. They had to try fix it. But Team Spirit, losing that pistol round on CT side could be really hurtful to the economy. And even now, you know, they lose the pistol, they eco fully for a round, and they still aren't able to have proper weapons. Got FAMAS, and they're missing a little bit of utility from a couple of these players as well. But that smoke holding Xu at bay. Love the HE, little bit of splash damage there. Canal's very much under the control of Fearless Cheetahs right now.
I love this. So immediately as soon as they notice there is a bit of A-side aggression right in the smoke in towards water. So even if they were to want to rotate, not going to be an option. At least not for the time being. Now mid-fight going down. Veronica with an aggressive mid-push and not... Victoria just completely not expecting that position to be peeked from. So she lives as alive. Sure, does tag up Veronica. Advantage remains. Vilga with that goes for hope to find a way in. Not quite. And with that, a very nasty disadvantage here for Village Cheetahs to work with. Maybe to group up. I think A-side is where it will be at.
I agree. Ooh. Another little tussle in mid. There goes the way of Team Spirit. Everyone just hitting their shots this round there as well. Very nice way to end the round. Ronica, we said, took a little bit of damage that fight mid at the start, but they clean house. And that is a 9th round. Already breaking their streak. They struggled a little bit on their second half over on Ancient. Maybe not the same. We talked about history repeating itself. We're seeing some differences. We're seeing a little bit of a convergence away from what we were expecting, maybe. Timeout from Fearless Cheetah, and this is going to be their final timeout of the game. Well, of the map, at least. But the game, map, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
I mean, it could No, well, no. Yeah, it depends on how.
We go overtime. If we go overtime, then they
It
get
could be the
smoked.
final one of the game if they still, if this is the moment where things turn around and they win this map.
Don't say the O word because
I wasn't planning on mentioning the O word.
don't mention the O word.
We're not in O word territory at all.
Are we not? We're always in O word territory. Always in O word territory.
I guess we just have too much PTSD. I mean, it's at least not OT pass.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I'm a little sad that maybe it's not OT pass, but map we don't ever get to see. But it's a map that neither of these teams particularly shine at. Ooh, look at that. Victoria already hobbling. And Teneri in a perfect position here. I say that, but taken down. Village Cheetahs want something to say about this round as well. They may not have been on good weaponry and they may not have much health to work with, but my gosh, they have the player advantage.
And it continues to be Vilga that is doing all the heavy lifts in the opening and creating the space for the rest of the team. It's a 3-on-3 retake, and I wasn't expecting to see this coming out of this round at all. And they're very well positioned.
There's no more HEs, so I'm a little less scared about the low health on some of these players. Because some of these players are just a tickle away from death. Vilga being one of them as well, and can hear the footsteps in the smokes around her. Is hiding in that smoke. Ships in the night as well. Taken down, however. Chrissy with one, but has to stop this defuse coming in. Gets the defuse, and I think Jamie too far away to go for this.
Oh, she will try to take it. Oh, the smoke is so good. The spray not quite connecting. No way. Oh, there wasn't enough time. Just a millisecond on the clock that was left. Wow, Fearless Cheetahs, they steal it away in the back of pistols, and Vilga's fragging power. Absolutely massive. This opening with that single Galil in hand, it is so good.
It shows Fearless Cheetahs, we said, very much more of the veterans here. Team Spirit, a very green lineup to the world of Counter-Strike, and at least playing competitively in a sort of more structured setting like this as well. And so maybe a little bit of that experience, wisdom, and dare I say stamina as well from years and years of putting in the reps might be showing through a little bit here, because the longer this game goes on, the longer and more difficult it gets for Team Spirit.
This is really nice though. So Fearless Cheetahs immediately shut down, at least here in the early stages of this 17th round. But just when you think she's start to ramp up, well, K2 maybe has a bit of an answer, but that was a very short duration. So the numbers stay in advantage of Team Spirit. They don't have to go overly aggressive, they just have to hold their post and see what is to come.
They do indeed. Bomb still on the back of course, Chrissy. So maybe something they could do with this. They've had a lot of situations where they've had to retrieve the bomb from very unfavorable positions. They're about to walk into an unfavorable position, actually. Veronica not on the AWP this time. Taken down. Beautiful headshot from Victoria, who has been absolutely stellar today. Utility as well that they've managed to save will afford them that sight. They will be able to just get a bomb plant. There's nothing that Team Spirit can do or say about this. I say that. Victoria taken down through the smoke. It's a 1v3 post-plant clutch on the hands of Chrissy here. Making sure there's no one coming up from CT spawn.
Oh no, the timing. She looks away. Oh, that is so rough. Just when you think she has the angle. Team Spirit being so incredibly patient, and yeah. This is a bit painful. So with that double digits secured here for Team Spirit, of course the numbers were in their favor after all. But that has to sting. Fearless Cheetahs with all those losses earlier on in the round, hoping to find a way back in. But it continues to be shut down, and honestly, the individual firepower of Team Spirit is really ramping up.
They did a bit of aim labs between maps, you know? A little bit of aim trimming, a little bit of deathmatch. Because that was something that we saw struggle a little bit in the second half. We've actually seen just generally today, there's been a couple of people not hitting their shots particularly cleanly. I don't know if you'd agree that maybe sometimes the mechanical has been a little bit shaky. Gonna have to do so much here. Beautiful opening pick. Get it back away as well as they flood towards her. Falling back once again. Gonna be overwhelmed a little bit. Has some backup from the teammates here as well. And they just sweep that up. 11th round firmly on the board there. And not a single player left in that round. Leaving that round in a body bag. So, 1 round away from map point. Of course, Spirit, they did lose their map pick over on Ancient. Actually, we might be seeing a map through. We talked about it, the elusive Vertigo. Whether you love it or you hate it, it is on the horizon and it is rearing its ugly head. But Cheetahs still have a little bit of time here. They have a gun round to try to stop Team Spirit getting to map point. They lose this, however, there's not going to be a great deal of money to defend that map with.
Very good opening. Bilga has been continuing to put pressure on the CTs from water in a lot of occasions. And right now, at least an opening secure. Now, what will the approach be here for Phyllis Cheetahs? There's a lot riding on this round. Oh, and look at that double swing coming through. Team Spirit really making sure that Bilga is no more. And an answer, they weren't ready for that peak at all. The numbers equalized again. Smoke into middle, so Team Spirit certainly have a feeling of what is about to come, but they have 2 players up on the side already, and the individual firepower, it's been so good. They've been holding their ground time and time again, and just every single time we look at Phyllis Cheetahs, their players, they just lose the individual aim battles. Victoria's then the only one still standing, but how much more can she do?
I don't know, we've seen them pretty good in a clutch, but too many enemies on too many different sides there. And that is map point for Team Spirit. Very comfortably, no less. Now, so much left to do here. 5 rounds in a row needed. Now, we saw them do it last map. We've not seen them do it this map. We haven't really seen them have the same sort of switch on a moment as we did last time. And they are not with much weaponry to defend it either. Lots of utility on their side, but that is not many bullets between them to try get this map back under control.
She has a setup going, looking to flash into towards this B-bomb site. Maybe then for Tati to peek off of that from water. And that's exactly what's going to be happening. Oh, but this is painful. A counter incendiary to hold those water players off. Sure, there's a smoke, but the plan has just gone completely awry. Ulis, Verona, kill after kill. And it just has to be a plan of backing away. Maybe even saving these 3 weapons, potentially.
I think that would maybe... Well, you can't save. You can't save here.
Oh, wait. No, I'm lying. Yeah. I'm lying.
You're okay.
I'm lying.
You're okay.
I thought it was still 11, but this is how fast this game has been going already. Have to still make something work. Oh, the flash is perfect, and the kills start to fly. Tati, only one still standing, but being swarmed by the CTs. As Team Spirit take the reverse sweep on the map pick of Fearless Cheetahs. And this was a big victory for them.
Absolutely massive victory for them indeed. Taking us to that elusive map number